I kid you not, I was grinning so hard. Okay, you guys, this should be just a really short review. I say that, I know, and then I go on, but this is not a super deep type of movie that I'm talking about, so it didn't really generate a ton of strong emotions in me, but I just wanted to talk about this movie because it was so much fun. I kid you not. It was for an Amazon Prime movie that's coming out on the 12th, which is Friday. I'm filming this currently on the 10th, and it's for a movie called Role Play, and it stars Kaylee Cuoco, if I'm saying her name correctly, David Oyelowo, if I'm saying his name correctly, Bill Nye, and Connie Nielsen. You know, I saw the premise. I'm like, okay, this looks like it's going to be fun. And the thing was, I didn't realize how much fun I was going to have watching this. So the premise is there's this, she's like this housewife. Well, she's not really a housewife. She has a job and she has a husband and kids. They have a nice home, nice family, live in a nice place. Everything seems idyllic, but unbeknownst to her husband, she is a hitman, hitwoman, assassin, whatever. She's a killer for hire, and he has no idea. So because of the profession that she has, obviously there are some dark tones to this movie. I mentioned this in my Letterboxd review, that there were a lot of comedic moments. I mean, I think at its core, it's probably more like a comedy-ish. You know how Mr. and Mrs. Smith was quite comedic, but it was also kind of dark because they were both assassins. And yet they were able to strike this good balance. I felt similarly about this movie, except this movie felt like it might have been a little bit more lighthearted-ish, maybe a tad more comedic. And so not necessarily goofball-y or cartoony or anything like that, but some of the situations were comedic. The husband, when he realizes what his wife is and how he's kind of dragged into her world, moments during all of that were pretty comedic. He's a very good comedic actor. I really, really liked his performance in here, and I loved Kaylee's performance as well. I thought she did an absolutely wonderful job. When I first was getting ready to watch it, I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to buy her as this, kick-ass assassin or whatever, but she convinced me. Also because they didn't set her up in these ridiculous scenarios. She did have some fighting and stuff that was going on. She's a trained killer, so she knows how to do what she does, but they didn't do ridiculous stuff like put her against a room full of people and her be able to defeat them all. That didn't happen. She was able to be hurt, and she was able to be at certain points in a situation where she couldn't do what she wanted to do. So I liked that they were able to show that she was competent, she could do this thing, but at the same time, she could be overpowered and overcome. In other words, she didn't have everything totally under control, like what happens a lot of times in girl bossy type shows or movie. Let's say Echo. Okay, Echo was a complete contrast to this character. By comedic and the dark tone, what I mean is it's lighthearted. I don't think you're supposed to take it too seriously as some sort of very intense type of thing. There are some intense-ish scenes that happen. There is death that occurs. You do feel like there's the potential for really bad things to happen, but at the same time, you are also reminded throughout the course of the story as it unfolds that it is at its heart, at its fundamental base, it is a comedy. And I just felt like it was done really well. I love the acting in here. I've already mentioned that, I know, but just his character, I kid you not, there were several moments that I laughed out loud just because maybe the look on his face, his expression, his reaction when they were telling him this stuff about his wife that he had no clue. It was really, really funny. And I loved the chemistry between the two of these lead actors. You just got the sense that they really cared for each other. They had a really good relationship. There wasn't any angsty nonsense going on. Okay, let's not count the fact that she's a hitman, hitwoman, assassin, whatever, and he doesn't know it. I'm talking about, there weren't like, there goes Arturo making a smoothie, I swear. There weren't like these angsty moments between them as far as like at their core. They were a solid couple. They loved each other dearly. He just got caught up in things. They have these kids, they're trying to protect their kids, and they're trying to shield them from the reality of what's happening. And I just thought that was very well done. I also liked that there was no messaging nonsense in here at all. There was no agenda stuff. There was no wokeness stuff. It was just a really fun action comedy film, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I figured I would enjoy it, but I did not expect to like it as much as I did. And I had so much fun watching this film. I kid you not, just a ton of fun. And I would like to watch it again. I would even like to add it to my library. Now it's coming out on Amazon Prime, but I don't know if they're going to have a physical copy of it or anything. But I will probably be adding this to my digital library, at least if they don't offer a physical copy. But some of the other things that I liked about this was the way some of the shots were done. I liked the cinematography. It was solid. It was fine. There were some interesting shots that were done. There was a scene where something dramatic is happening. Some tension is being amped up. And the way they filmed that particular scene, I really liked it. The characters were right in the middle. And as things got progressively more tense, the camera got closer to the face as the scene progressed. And as the scene ended, the camera was really close up on the face. And I felt that did a really effective job at heightening the tension. There were also other really cool editing moments where, well, it wasn't anything new, but I felt like it was handled very competently. Something would be happening over here in one scene, and then they were juxtaposing that, showing what's happening over here in this other scene, and they were doing some quick cuts back and forth. And I thought it was handled well. It didn't feel jarring. It wasn't anything that I had to kind of do gear shifts in my mind to follow. I didn't get frustrated. I just thought that was handled very well. And I even wrote it down. Some of the shots centered up close during dramatic scenes heightened the tension of the moment. And then I wrote editing/cuts from multiple events happening because I noticed it and I liked how it made me feel as the story was progressing. This was just a really, really fun film. If you can't tell by now, I love this movie. And when it comes out on Amazon Prime, if you guys are interested to check out something that's just a fun how many times can I say fun? I feel like I need to put a ding, 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 a counter every time I say this. An enjoyable, lighthearted comedy action viewing experience. Hopefully you will get a chance to check out Roleplay. Like I said, it comes out on the 12th, Amazon Prime. And if you get a chance to watch it, let me know what you think. I don't know. I maybe it caught me at the right moment. Maybe you guys will watch it and you'll feel like it's not that big of a deal, but I just was very happy that this movie was as pleasant as it was for me. I'm trying to think of other words, but fun. Something I totally forgot to say, I just wanted to bring it up here, was that I keep forgetting that David Oyelowo is British, you guys, because his grasp of the American dialect, I think, is absolutely fantastic. And once again, when I was watching this movie, I completely forgot he was British, looked him up to make sure that I would pronounce his name correctly for this review, and was reminded again, oh yeah, he's a Brit. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. He was just great in this role, and his mastery of the American dialect is very obvious to me. Okay, back to the video. I don't think I have anything else to say. I talked about how much I was grinning. There were several moments where I had a big grin on my face, and I was like, wait, I'm grinning? Oh, I'm having a good time. Okay, that's it for now. I'm wrapping this up. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hasta luego.